duntov. So today I am at the Athletics Ballpark site. It is Wednesday, August 6th, 2025. Alright, so I'm on the Oyo parking deck right now. And we can see here right in front, you can see the offices here. And we can see how they are now starting to drill on this side. See right here, they got this smaller drill rig. It looks like they're gonna add a piece or take a piece out. Just keep an eye on it. All right, so you can see them. Looks like they're taking out the bit. Yep, so you can see how taking the piece out and then they grab a new one and they just keep removing them there. So right now it's about 11:30 in the morning, about 100 degrees right now with a breeze going on. It's supposed to get to about, I think, 106 today. I don't know if you saw, I mean, in California we've been getting a lot of smoke from a fire in California. Today, right now, it's not too bad, but the smoke will blow in, you know, depending on which way the wind is blowing. And the other day it was pretty bad. If you follow along with some of the Raider stuff I put, they have the training camp. They actually canceled the outdoor training camp for the fans to go watch because they didn't want to, you know, the smoke was so bad. I think it was yesterday's was canceled and maybe even Monday's. I'm not sure about Monday, but yesterday for sure. So the team just, you know, practiced. They got the indoor field, so that's what they end up doing. But it sucked for the fans because they didn't get to go inside and watch. All right, so we're gonna look around. We can see right here, you know, they're taking something out of the ground with this drill rig, but then if we look down this way, you can see more of the drill, like bits and rods and stuff all over here. And you can look on the ground, you can see all the orange stakes. I'm assuming those are where they'll be drilling, and there's a lot of them going out this way. It is very bright, so it's hard for me to see anything on this viewfinder today. And then if we look in the center here, this would be like, you know, the outfield over here. They did have that where they're crushing up some of the material even finer. So we can see it there, but they are not loading it right now. Where this was the pile that they were dumping into it, and this is the material that was ground up even more back there. The crawler crane we can see is still just laying there. I don't think they're using that at all as of right now. It doesn't have You know, I haven't seen it move. Every time I drive by or been here, we can see just it's been in the jackknife position. So I think that's just waiting to be used, because they would have to have put down the platform base for it to sit on for them to use it. So right now it is not, you know, it's just sitting there. Alright, so we got the big tower crane. You can see it's just sitting there since I drove up. Or actually, as I'm just saying that, it looks like they just start moving it a little bit. I was gonna say I haven't seen them doing anything yet, but if you look at the cable, they're starting to move it now. So you got this drill rig that's in the front, and you can see the end of the cable over there moving now. Then you got that little yellow crane moving around behind there too. Alright, I'm going to move down a little bit. I want to try to see, you know, we got the drill rig right here, then behind it we have this, you can see the white canopy that's up. I can't make out what that is. I remember when I was here last week, they did have something over here that I thought was kind of like another rock crusher, but I don't think it was. I don't know if this is parts of that or not. I think, if I'm not mistaken, someone commented that it was used for like what they would put down into the holes that they drill for the rebar stuff. Like they forced the concrete down there. I could be totally wrong, but I thought that's the one comment I read. Alright, so I'm going to move down a little. We'll go check it out and see if we can see. It does look like they poured some kind of concrete. If you look right in front of the tower crane, closer to us, right there, looks like a lot of, around all that rebar sticking out, it looks like all concrete there. Alright, I'm going to move down. Look under this canopy, you get a little cleaner shot over here. If anyone knows what this is, let us know in the comments, please. then just move down some more. Alright, so we got this big drill rig right here. And then if you remember my video last week, we saw them lifting like forms into place and a lot of rebar. If you check on the A's live cam or their construction cam, you can actually see over the big pile in the middle, and it does look like a lot of people were commenting that they are putting like the elevator cores, getting all that in. So you can see that cooling tent there, but then down below it we can see all around. And then if we look this way, they actually got some more rebar coming up higher out of the ground now. So we're gonna start seeing something going vertical. And then even a little bit to the right of that, there's even some more. I'm just gonna zoom in. It's hard for me to tell what I'm looking at, but it's starting to get really windy up here again too. Alright, of course he got right in front of us. On the viewfinder, I see a lot of blue and white. I mean, once it's downloaded, but right there I can't tell what it is. I'm wondering if it's like the tension cables they put in the concrete. I know we would see that when they started out at the Hard Rock site, so could that be the same thing? Some of the tension cables? Or is that like some kind of cooling lines? You know, I don't know. So let us know if anyone that knows this construction like that. Kudos to all these crew members here, because it's, you know, over 100 just in the sun and having to wear all that, you know, protective clothing and then just covering up your body from the sun. I don't know how you guys do this. All right, so this tower crane, they keep moving it a little bit. If you look at the W Hotel, the cable that was hanging there just moved a little, but they're not lifting anything up yet, but they are moving it just a little. Or I'm gonna zoom in. Maybe this is one of the crane techs that was giving some info. This way we could say hi to him here. So it is swinging around very slowly. Anyone on the site, how tall is this tower crane right now? You know, I'm not sure like how much taller it has to go, you know, being it has that long arm that could go up like a regular crane does. I'm just curious if they're gonna have to keep raising it up higher as the build goes, or if that arm could reach. Let's zoom in. We'll check out home plate there. They got it almost buried. You can see the big drill rig here, and then the big pile of material. And then if you look at the straight down this way, right there. So there's home plate. That green marker there. If you watched any of the groundbreaking ceremony, they were inside the tent building, and then they had the marker outside, and there was a sign, you know, future home plate. So that's what you were seeing there. So we can see they're still bringing material out. You can see that side dump leaving. He's putting up his, putting the tarp over it right now. And then if we look over, we got the crew. It looks like it might be quitting time for the iron workers over here. Looks like you can see them all leaving right now. But that's where the iron workers make all them rebar cages. And there's a lot of them being made. Wind is really starting to pick up right now. We can see some of the crew there. It looks like they're smoothing out the ground, and it has this little piece of equipment cleaning it up, smoothing it out. And this area where they poured this concrete, just trying to figure out what. It's hard for me to tell, but are they clean it out? Is that like fresh concrete that's in between there? It looks like it might be from here. thing out of this truck. Basically, it's just like a giant vacuum sweeps up all this mud, sucking it all up. Guess that's all the material that came out of the ground when they were drilling. Alright, so it looks like they're getting ready to keep drilling all the way around the whole. So this should pretty much be the whole perimeter of the ballpark. You know, they're gonna drill, put the rebar in the ground. The pilings will go in and they'll start coming up out of the ground. So we got all the way around. That's pretty much the footprint of this ballpark. You know, just looking at it like this, it doesn't really seem that big. You know, but once it comes up out of the ground, they get pretty big, so. All right, I guess that's all we got for today. Just want to show, we had the obelisk at the Luxor. The crane was like right over it. Kind of looked like it was gonna pick it up, but now it moved a little. All right, but if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, Raiders1967. Get updates on this stadium build, as well as of the Hard Rock transformation. And then football season is starting, so if you saw, I had a couple of the different training camps I went to. Last weekend's was pretty cool. It was a mock game at Allegiant Stadium. They had silver against the black, so Raiders won. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to watch all the new players and, you know, even the old. So, and if you saw my video, even our minority owner Tom Brady, he was there. You could see him. I think in my video I have him, he was talking a little bit with Max Crosby, so check that out if you haven't seen that. Anything you like about the video, please give me a thumbs up. Anything you don't like, let me know in the comments, or what you'd like to see. Or, you know, I do try to read all the comments. I can't reply to everybody, but I do see them. So all right, that's all we got for today. So everyone, thanks for watching, and I will talk with you guys next time.